Ugh. My nose is stuffy, so if I sound off, this is why. Okay, how do I start this video? Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Oh shit, here we go again.
I tell you, it's a real shame to see what's happened to Marvel over these past couple of years. What was once a company that released box office hit after box office hit has degraded to making a bunch of crappy TV shows on a dying streaming service and releasing a bunch of movies that are hit and miss at best, but mostly miss. Seriously, man, they really should have ended this franchise after Endgame. It really felt like they utilized all the best storylines in the first 3 phases, and if they just took a short break, came up with a plan, made some new villains, and come up with some new ideas, then maybe they could stick around for another year at best. But because they valued quantity over quality, we got crap like this. The Marvels. I'll be truly frank with you, I don't care for the first Captain Marvel movie. The only reason why anyone bothered to watch it was because it was sandwiched between 2 of the biggest movies in Marvel's lineup, Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. And if I used a tiny bit of my brain cells to remind myself what that movie was really about, it was probably one of the most generic Marvel films I've ever seen in my life. Brie Larson can't act for shit, it's not that funny, it's generic as hell, and overall, it's a pretty uninspired, bland origin movie. That even Wonder Woman managed to do better than this.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
So needless to say, I had no hopes of watching this one, especially since it's introducing 2 new characters from 2 shows on Disney Plus that I didn't watch. So because I don't give a shit about this movie, this franchise, or the company that produced it, we're just gonna speed run through this shit. Okay, I'm not gonna go into a deep dive analysis, so let's just get this over with because this movie's plot is all over the place. Carol Danvers ends up getting her powers entangled with 2 other people, Kamala Khan and Monica, this little girl from the first movie and that WandaVision show I just remembered. And this is bad because there's this woman who has a plan to destroy the universe by ripping open a portal. And the reason why she's doing this is because Carol destroyed the Supreme Intelligence. So now the 3 girls have to work together to stop her. That's all you're getting out of me. Let's get into the negatives. The biggest problem with this movie is that it's too cluttered, which is expected because it's another Marvel movie where the director can't really cook because Marvel is constantly giving them some pointers each and every single day. It's like everything is loosely packed together. You got the director's vision and then you got the typical Marvel vision just smashed together in the hopes of making a movie. The pacing is way too quick, everything just kind of happens at fast forward. I don't remember the villain, she's not that well developed. Easily one of the weakest Marvel villains in history. And let me tell you something, that's up against some stiff competition. Any attempt at humor just made me want to blow my eardrums out. The CGI is very... It's not as bad as Ant-Man Quantumania, but it's still pretty spotty in this one. I did not care for the story at all. The characters do stupid shit for the sake of the plot. And speaking of characters, outside of one, I do not care about anyone in this movie. I don't care about Monica. I don't care about Carol Danvers, even though her acting was way better in this one compared to the last one. I don't care about Kamala Khan's family. They turned Nick Fury into a joke, which pissed me off. And overall, I do not give a flying fuck about anything.
I'm done with all of this.
The action scenes are just not that interesting anymore. Even though they introduced this whole gimmick that the Marvels can swap in and out of place with each other, but I don't care. Watch Across the Spider-Verse. It has way better action than anything that this movie can produce. I especially don't care for the Marvels trying to build a relationship with each other and getting along because it's the most predictable shit ever. The soundtrack sucks, the side plot with the cats was unbearable, this movie doesn't take itself seriously in the slightest, it's just another Thor Love and Thunder. And with all of that said, I don't care about this franchise anymore. Are there any good things? Well... I liked Kamala Khan, the character and the actress. The character is the typical fangirl who wants to work with her idol, Captain Marvel.
What the
Fuck?
I like characters that are nerdy, dorky, and filled with energy and life. Speaking of which, I say the actress does a great job with the character. You can tell she's actually having fun on set. Every scene she's smiling, she's bombastic, she's energetic, she's outgoing. She was the best part of the movie for me. And out of the Marvels, she was my favorite one. The first half of the movie was fine, especially when we see Kamala drawing in her little notebook. And the first time we see Monica and Carol in space, or seeing these characters swap in and out of places with each other, was pretty cool. You know, when Avengers Endgame came out, I remember there were some people who were interested in a Phase 4.
Well, it's been a great ride, 11 years, and I think this is the ending we all deserve. And now to start another 11-year journey with Phase 4.
Oh, you sweet summer child, you.
Well, guess what? You guys got Phases 4 and 5, and I bet you wish that Phase 3 was the last phase in the MCU. I'm telling you, man, ever since Avengers Endgame, with the exception of Far From Home, No Way Home, and Guardians 3, this franchise has been on a massive decline. I've never seen a franchise go downhill this bad, and the Marvels continues this reputation by having a goofy as fuck tone, repetitive and unfunny jokes, uninteresting action scenes, weird-looking CGI, bland or joke-dispensing characters, and a boring, unengaging experience that you're most likely going to forget about within a week. Ay, what a boring goddamn movie. And I need to make this abundantly clear, I don't hate women and I don't hate anybody who worked on this movie. Because it seems like nowadays you can't criticize a female-led superhero movie because if you don't like this movie, you're labeled as a misogynist.
Oh shit, here we go again.
How about all of you just shut your fucking mouths? If you want to keep eating garbage and praising it, that is absolutely fine. But don't get pissed off at us for criticizing the movie and not enjoying it on the same level that you did. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comments section below, and I'll catch you guys later.